All right, everybody. So we are going to be creating portraits today with our iPads. You're going to be working with a partner, and these portraits are going to be inspired by superheroes or the masks that you can see on Mexican wrestlers. So we're going to be using the sketchbook app on our iPad first, and you're going to create 3 layers. All right. So what you do is you can go down here. I click on that. So that allows me to work on a first layer. And I'm also going to go up here to this tool right here. It's a ruler and a compass. And I'm going to press the symmetry button. And I want it to have vertical symmetry. That way, whatever I draw on this side is going to be matched on that side. All right, so you've got your symmetry working for you. The first thing that you can do is go down to this paintbrush. And you can adjust the size that you want to work with. And you want to pick a color for the base of the mask. Let's say I'm going to choose like this. I'm going to make like kind of like a light blue, right? So after you do that, you can see how I did that. I can hit the X to make that smaller. And I'm going to draw kind of like an oval shape. You can also go up here and get rid of it that way. So I'm going to want to make sure that the head is wide enough, all right? So you can see I've got it and it matches. Now, if you don't like that, I can go up here and I can hit that red arrow and it gets rid of it. And so I'm going to hide that again. So I'm going to start with kind of like that head shape, right? Now I'm just going to make 2 marks here. The eyes on a head are about 1/3 of the way down. Your nose, or the nose hole that we would see, is about this. And then in between there, you would have your mouth shape. All right? So I know we don't want to make sure that our eyes are not on the forehead up here. All right? So what I'm going to do is just kind of like outline where the cutouts on that can go. I'm going to leave a little slit here for the nose and for the mouth as well. Right? So that's not the actual mouth, it's just kind of like the shape. Once I have that and I like it, and I can also zoom in like you would like kind of like on a camera, so I can start to fill that in. So you can see how I can do that. All right. I'd like you to stick just with kind of like one color. You can see how I can move it over. If you don't want to zoom in, you know, I can just do that and fill it in again. All right. So I'm just going to do that really quick so you can see how that works. Then I'll talk about the next step. Now we have the option of using 3 layers. So what you can do is I can actually add a background color at this point too. So if I hit that and go to this, let's say maybe I'm going to use like kind of like a yellow color. All right, so I got that nice and bright. All right, so again, you can zoom in, and remember, whatever you do on one side, it's going to kind of match on the other. You know, if again I make a mistake, I need to erase something, I can start over. So you can see how I can do that, fill that in. Right, so on that first, you're just thinking about the background. If I wanted to put like a simple pattern back there, I could. But remember, the nice thing about this app is you're really just drawing on one side of that line of symmetry. Right, so you can see how I got that. So in order to start a new layer, I'm going to go ahead and hit this plus sign. So that makes another one. And I'm going to lock this. It's unlocked right now, so that's locked. So then what I can do is choose a different color. I can go down here and choose it. Oh, I like that orange. And you can think about details to add to your mask. Right, what you want to do. Right. Right, so let's say I have something like that. Right, so I can do that. And then if I want to, I am going to go to another layer here. So I'm going to go ahead, this would be the last one. Right, and I could add more colors or more details to that. I'm going to lock that and start on this one. And I'm going to switch tools here. I'm going to use like this, like kind of like a felt tip pen. And I'm going to use that to add some black detail to it. Right? So you can see how I can kind of go around and make certain things stand out with with that tool. You don't have to use it everywhere, but it's kind of almost like the stitching that you would see kind of like on a mask. And I can go in there and add more detail to it. And again, if you don't like something, I can get rid of it, zoom in a little bit, and try it again. Right? So you can see how that works. All right? Now, on that same layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch, I'm going to go to like a gray, and I'm going to zoom in on the nose here. Oh, I'm going to add eyes, right? And I can add kind of like the eye, a lid on there, kind of like the bottom. And then I can go ahead and think about the pupil, the iris, sorry, and then the pupil. And so I could go in there then and think about what color eyes the person is going to have. I could go in there, kind of fill that in too. Alright. So you can see how I'm starting to build it. Okay. I can also go in and add a skin color as well. So I can do that inside there too. Alright, so I'm going to go in there and fill in that. I'm going to go in and I could draw kind of the lips too, if I want to have lips, or I can add kind of teeth, whatever you want to do, so you can see how I can build that. All right, I'm going to go in and just add another skin color really quick. You get the idea. Oh, that didn't really work. Right? But you can see how I did that. So let's say you're done, and then what we want to do is save it. Right? So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to share it. And when I share it, I'm going to save the image. All right? So I'll hit OK to allow it to go to photos, and then it should save. And the way that you can check it is by going into your photos now, and that picture should be there. All right? Once we have that, we're going to use it for the next step. We're going to make it move.